Let's do it. Ancient astronauts, man. And yeah, I'm thinking this will probably be another. Yeah, it's starting to seem like my show now. I don't ever seem to wrap up a topic in a night. So this, I'm thinking this show will this topic will probably take about 2 or 3 nights to cover, which is kind of cool, I think. But if you have a different opinion, you think, man, this ancient astronaut crap has been beaten to death. Hey, give me a call. If you want to be a part of the show, that number is, let's see here. Switchboard. That call-in number is 932-8806. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that number is 932-8806. Call in, be a part of the show. But for now, let's start this ancient astronaut stuff. Ancient astronauts. The term ancient astronauts generally refers to extraterrestrials who came to Earth and were in some way responsible for seeding the human race. Basically, what they mean by that, I guess, the most popular theory nowadays is that set forth by Zecharia Sitchin. He claims that at one point these beings came here from Planet X, Nibiru. Have you heard that, Tone?
Planet X?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the 10th planet that only comes around every 3,600 years, or yeah, or 36,000 years, something like that. Yeah, but yeah, and the reason it takes so long is because it has an elliptical orbit, so it travels around the sun really fast, but then it swings way out into orbit. And so it's claimed that yeah, every 3,600 years, this Planet X comes back, and it's been claimed by a lot of people this is where these Nephilim and these Anunnaki actually came from, and they need gold to support their atmosphere.
Oh, okay.
And because their orbit does swing so wide of the sun that for some reason they put gold in their atmosphere, and it somehow helps them maintain until they come back into our orbit once again. And so it is claimed that yeah, these guys came here originally. I think it was 6,000 years ago or something to that effect, to mine gold for that very purpose. These guys need gold for their high-tech stuff. And so yeah, they were dropped here, and they said by their masters, by their own alien masters, and they said, all right, we need you to mine gold for us. And these guys got a little pissed off because they're like, at first everything was fine and dandy, but then they were like, well man, we sure could use some slaves to do this work for us. And so yeah, it's claimed here that they actually created a race of slaves to help them not only mine the gold, but also do the farming for them. And how they created these slaves. Now, I know this is going to sound like I'm condescending to a lot of you, because a lot of you have already heard this story a zillion times. But so I'm setting all this up for those who have not. And I am in no way condescending you. I'm just saying, yeah, this stuff is a little out there. So anyway, this race of extraterrestrials comes here. They set up gold mines. They get sick of actually mining the gold, and they're like, all right, let's create a race of slaves to do the mining for us. And so there's already like these ape-like creatures, moving around the planet, and ape men. I mean, I guess we've all heard of Lucy and Australopithecus, and I guess even Neanderthal man to some extent, but these earlier races of man. And so these space-like creatures are like, all right, well, let's create a being that's smart enough to be able to take orders, and not only that, be able to give orders to his underlings. And so it is claimed by a lot of people that they, through genetics and cloning, and much like we're getting into now, they created a designer race to be their slaves, and this being they took some DNA from themselves, and they put it in these ape-like creatures, and voila, the human race comes about. So yeah, it's claimed by a lot of these people that the actual human race as we know it now is actually a combination of alien DNA and I guess ape man DNA. Does that sound okay? Does that sound right, Tone? Or
Yeah.
okay, all right. So, uh, yeah, it's actually good to have a co-host here because sometimes I go off into these topics, man, and I just start. I'm like out there on the edge, and I'm trying to articulate it, and so it's like I don't know if I'm actually making sense or not. So yeah, okay, that's cool. So anyway, there are references to these entities in the Bible, and in ancient art and other texts, and these are all linked with myths about creation found in all ancient civilizations, according to the people who actually believe this. So let's look a little bit about, okay, what is creation? What is this creation myth people always talk about? Well, let's look into that. All right, now, there are a bunch of different theories of creation. Of course, we have evolution, right? Everyone's heard of that. We have the Big Bang Theory. We have creationism, for that matter. Intelligent design, I guess that's the popular thing to call that now. Paleontology, panspermia, and exogenesis. Wow, I'll be getting more into that, but yeah, that's pretty complex. We have precession of the equinoxes. These are all scientific theories. And in mathematics, we have things called 12 around 1 geometry, sacred geometry, Fibonacci numbers, tube torus, flower of life, Metatron's cube, Vesica Pisces, fractals, and chaos theories. And I know I'm just throwing these terms out here, ladies and gentlemen, but like I said, this is probably going to be I'll probably be doing this for the rest of the week, so we'll cover it all. And all right, then we have the different hologram theories, reality. I guess nowadays the Matrix is probably the most famous of these holograph theories, but reality as a consciousness hologram. We have consciousness, Ellie's theories, holographic universe, and of course, we would have to actually talk about the movie The Matrix itself, and not only the movie The Matrix itself, but actual mathematical. The Matrix is actually a mathematical term. It's a type of table, which is pretty complex, but we'll cover it. But I'm gonna check out the YouTube thing real fast, just to make sure I'm not don't miss anything here. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we've been doing video clips of the show tonight, and yeah. So if you want to check that out on YouTube. Once again, I'd just like to say, yeah, it's a little bit easier to dissolve, I mean, absorb. Yeah, if you want to check out the show and you don't have time to listen to a whole 2-hour show, these clips are a good way to do it. 10 to 15 minute long clips, and where I cut out the music and the bullshit, and I just get down to the meat of the topic. But let's explore creation a little bit more. Theories of creation. Mythology. We have Adam and Eve. Okay, I know a lot of you are saying, Adam and Eve ain't mythology, but that's science. My grandpa wasn't a monkey. Creation myths by country and civilization. Native American creation myths. Origin beliefs, creation myths. Okay, then we have gods and goddesses. As far as creation myth goes, and that goes into ancient astronauts, creationism, gods and goddesses, Earth's history and art, Hermeticism, Hermes. I talked a little bit about that. Who and Egyptian, that would be the god Thoth. Intelligent design. That's another popular theory nowadays. We have the Sumerian gods, the reptilians, the dragons, metaphors, flood stories, Gilgamesh, Noah, what have you. So, at this point, I would like to actually publish this YouTube clip and move on from there.